Okay, so the basics why we are here, why we want to learn development is it's pretty much more in demand in the market, in the Salesforce market. Okay, so as compared to the admin jobs, I would say 80% of the jobs in the market is for the developers, in Indian market at least. Okay, and 20% of the job market is for the admins. Okay. And that too, the competition for admin jobs, we can imagine if the jobs are less, the competition is more. If the jobs are more, just like Salesforce development, still that doesn't mean that the competition is less, but the competition is okay. And even after attending a couple of interviews, it may take 10 to 15 interviews, okay, based on everyone's capability. No need to get uh, disheartened or lower your energy if you're not able to crack the interview in the first 4 to 5 interviews. Okay, what happens is like that 4 to 5 interviews will be giving you the experience to go to the next one and the next one. So in that case, keep taking the interviews. Okay, when it comes to the interviews, until unless you are at a position to answer the questions which is being asked. Okay, and all the previous interviews where you have not able to crack the interviews doesn't mean that is not the failure. It is like that's the part of your success. Okay, all the learnings that will be getting it from those interviews, it will be like a plus point for the next interviews. So every interview is like a next step for your success. Okay, so let's continue with this. What we are here is uh, to do the development. So I will be logging into the org. Okay, I will be logging into the Salesforce org. Let me share my screen. Okay, so for starting with the development, first step is we should know where exactly we are writing the code. So you're writing your code in the developer console. Go to the developer console, you're clicking on the setup button. Okay, and then you have to navigate to this developer console. In this, click on this. Okay, it will open up. It has just opened up the window in a separate. I'll share that. It will open up the window like this. Okay, it will open up a developer console window like this. In this window, you are seeing code which is on the screen. Okay, some of the other codes you will be having here. Okay, you will be whatever code you have written in the org, it will show here on the top of the screen. All right. So account trigger, calculator, these are all separate. Account trigger is a trigger class. It's a trigger basically, and calculator is a class. Okay, these are some of the classes. How exactly we are writing the class, we will come to it. First, we are just checking the different parts of our developer console. So the top area which where you are seeing different tabs, it will show you the codes which is saved in your org. Okay, when you save some code and if you open it, it will be open up in this area. Okay, you can close those tabs by clicking and which you don't want, you can just close those. Then we are having on the left side on the top is a file button to create your new Apex class, Apex triggers, Visual Force page, Visual Force page components, static resource, application, Lightning component, interface, events, tokens. Okay, these are some of the things which you can create from your developer console. Mostly used in today's, like as a developer, you will be using this only for Apex class, Apex triggers. And these days, Aura components is not used much. So this everything which you're seeing as a Lightning application, components, interface, events, and tokens. This all five is a part of Aura component development. This all is part of Aura component development. Visual Force page and Visual Force page component and static resource was part of your classic development. Okay. Classic is like the Lightning and Classic, two versions we are having. So it was part of classic web development. Okay. Aura was previously used for creating the web components for Lightning. And nowadays we are having a latest framework that is called Web Component. All right. Then we are having this open and open resources. Okay, open and open resources. In open, you will be seeing all the entities type you are having on the left screen. If you want to open some class, you can click on the class, and all the classes you will be seeing here on the whichever is there in your org, it will be shown here. Then triggers, which all triggers are there, it will be shown here. Pages is like VF page, Visual Force page. Page component is Visual Force page components. Then object static resources is objects are your current objects which is there in your org, like contact accounts. Okay. Static resource is something which was used in as an image or something. If you want to store up till 5 MB in VF page, it was used. Okay. And packages is again like there are two types of packages in Salesforce: managed package, okay, and unmanaged packages. So those type of things are basically used when you want to create a comprehensive applications. Like if you want to create an application and you want to sell it into the market, into the application market of Salesforce, you need to create a managed package. Okay, and then you will be keeping it on the app exchange. App exchange. Let's go to the app exchange. Okay, app exchange. Any application that you're developing, or as an individual or as a team. Okay, it is you have that ability. You can make it free, or if you want to make it at certain price, you can sell it on the app exchange platform. Okay, let's say I want some interest calculator application to be downloaded, or like mm, already if there is some application there in the app exchange, if I want to download and use, I can search calculator. Sorry, spelling is mistake. So, spelling is wrong. Calculator. So here, when I searched for an app exchange application, interest calculator, it is giving me some of the application which is there and uploaded on the app exchange. It is just like your Google Play Store. You have a Google Play Store, and in your Google Play Store, you are having some applications, right? That you're downloading and using it. So in your Salesforce platform, if you need to download and use some application, here some of the, just like I have searched for interest calculator, on the top you are seeing the result of Infosys loan calculator. Maybe Infosys team has developed this. Okay, some of the people from Infosys team has developed it and uploaded it into the app exchange, and you're seeing it here. Similarly, compound interest calculator, mortgage calculator, Okatana calculator, loan spare, and a lot more. Okay, what all type? Uh, we can also have some application like sales automation. So it is giving me market or sales insight, Salesforce Dot, okay, and Go Cloud, some of the applications related to Salesforce automation. Similarly, for messaging, okay, messaging also, if you need some extensions, extensions in the sense like applications, so for sending the SMS. So SMS application for Salesforce, here it is. Okay, and SMS Magic, which was previously, now also it is used. So these applications are used to send the messages from Salesforce platform. Third-party integration, or this application when you will download as a managed package, you have to install it in your Salesforce organization, and then you can use its features for which is like out of the not the out of the box, the features which it is providing for your business need, like sending the message. You require some tool to send the message, and you don't want to develop it, and you want to search it for your applications. You can directly get some solutions here from the App Exchange. So this is your App Exchange. Let's go back to the developer console. Okay, so we have seen like which all components you can open from this open click. We are seeing the entities and all the uh, sub entity available under that particular part. Okay, then we have, if we know the name of the resource, okay, if we know the name of the resource, then we can search here like account trigger is there. So if you know the name, you can search it here with the name in this open resource. Then we have Open Lightning resource. This is for Lightning, only for searching for Lightning resource. So LWC or some application, if we are having, then it will show. Okay, right now it is not showing. That means we are not having it in the uh, org. Okay. Similarly, we have edit. Uh, Edit is just like this developer console is acting just like a general code editor. You're having a code editor. Um, Visual code editor we have in the market is, one is Eclipse, which is widely used for Java development, right? And we are having multiple. Your Notepad plus plus is also a code editor. You can, because you can write the code, you can edit the code, right? So it can also act like a code editor. And mm, other code editor which is there into the market in today's, like which is running successfully, is your Visual Studio Code, VS Code. Okay, VS Code is highly used today into the all the organizations. I would say 90% of the organizations are using the VS Code platform. So VS Code and Salesforce nowadays has a tie-up. There are extensions available for development of Lightning Web Components. When we will come to the next area of after completing this backend development. Okay, so right, the next 20 to 25 sessions which we are going to take in the development will be for your backend development. That is writing the code which is not uh, doing anything on the front end. Everything, every actions which is being taken on the back end. So Apex programming is your backend language. Okay, and that is what you're going to write the codes from here. But for Lightning web development, we require some different tools and code editor to write the code. All right. So on the top, edit is just like editing the code which you're doing on the notepad, find and replace, such sort of things you're doing. Okay. Then in debug area, we have an open execute anonymous window. This is something, this is something which is like here, if I remove this line of code. Okay, if I remove this line of code, if I need to execute some line of code explicitly without saving it anywhere on the platform, okay, if I just need to check the outcome of any line of code, I will be using this window. It is used like to validate whether whatever I'm going to implement in my code, is it valid or it is not. Just like if I want to store any, if I need to display some value, okay, simple code, let's take it. String is equal to hello world. Okay, string is equal to hello world. Sorry, string name is equal to hello world. Simple string I'm storing. And if I need to display it, I need to use this statement called as system dot debug. System dot debug. And directly I will place this name. And if I execute this line of code, if I execute this line of code, it will it will show me the output here in the logs. Okay, this logs will capture the output. It will show what all things have been executed. Here is like my variable assignment happening to the name variable. It will show here in this logs everything line by line what has happened while execution. It will show me. So this is how we are reading the logs. This is a small log because we just had 2 lines of code. So we're just seeing a smaller log. When we are writing 100 of 150 lines of code, you will be seeing a large log or bigger log file, and in that also it will show exactly what is happening in line number one, line number two, variable assignment, where exactly it is happening. Everything it will be shown here on the screen. Okay, so if in this case we have written a system.debug statement. In our code, we have written a system.debug statement. If you remember, the system.debug statement, this is used to print any data. Okay, it is used to print data on the log. Okay, any data you want to print and you want to refer it later. Okay, just to see what value it is coming in this particular variable, we will be using system.debug. Here, if you just want to see the debug statement, there is a checkbox. Here, if you see, there is a checkbox debug only. On the screen, you will be seeing a checkbox called as debug only. If I click this checkbox, I will only be seeing the line which is like system.debug lines. Whichever I have printed, I will only be seeing those lines. So if I click this checkbox and just seeing the line that is debug. Debug is there in the line number 2. It will give you the line number 2. Here on the screen, it will, on the details, it will, in this bracket, you are seeing this 2 as it is mentioning which line number it is coming. Okay, if I uh, have 100 lines or 1,000 lines of code, you cannot go one by one, right? Where exactly it is. So here, if you see line number one, line number two. So in the line number two, this name is coming, and that is what it is displaying here. So your code logger is someone who will always answer on behalf of the machine where your code is going wrong or where exactly you need to make the corrections. Because not all the time you're going to not all the time you're going to write the code from scratch. Sometimes it will happen you're going to write the code which some other developer has written. Okay, or it is already there in the machine for, like, let's say 6 years. The developer is also not there in the organization now. He has left the organization, and you are the only one need to work on this particular code, and you need to debug it line by line. So wherever you see there is a change, which you are not able to recognize, you can read that particular value with the help of the system.debug statements. In existing code, system.debug statements doesn't make any modification to the data, system data. So it is very safe to use this statement and read the code or the line of code or any value that you want to read from your particular code, so that it will be helpful for you to understand the code. Okay, it will help you to understand the code, what exactly is going on with the core. And from there, any change you need, now you will be able to progress from there. So everyone, you're going to use this system.debug statement day in and day out when you will be working as a developer. So it's gonna be your best friend in development. This will be helping you out for all the needs for any particular questions you have, what exactly this variable is returning. Okay, you have to just put it into the system.debug statement and it will give you what exactly it is holding. Okay, otherwise, let's say this on here, I'm able to see this on the screen. That is why this name is equal to hello world. I'm able to know that it will be hello world only. But sometime what happens, this particular variable is coming from an external system. This particular variable, name variable, is coming from external system, and you don't know what value is going to come from there. Okay. So after debugging it only, you're going to identify what value is coming and sitting in this variable, because it will not be static. It is a dynamic value that when it is coming from an external system all the time. Right. So it's always best practice to make use of your system debug statement while writing your code. After writing the code while deployment, you can remove or comment all the system debug statements. Now, this means it is only used for development. Okay, you should remove these lines of code. Ideally, it is a good practice. Okay, if you are keeping it, it will not disturb anything in the org or something. But it is only used for development purpose. So the best practice is to remove all the system.debug statements while deploying your code to the higher org. Okay. Or you can comment it. If you don't want to remove it, remove these statements, you can comment it. If you feel like any problem may occur in the higher organizations, higher environment. So in that particular case, these lines of code is also going to help you to debug the statements in the higher environments. All right. So what exactly, uh, where exactly it is needed, you don't know. So you can comment it and then deploy it to the next org. All right. Uh, one thing we need to consider while deployment is you cannot make any changes in the production environment. Okay, I will come to it. I'll show you how exactly the deployment process and the code you are going to write when it comes to the real-time work environment. But you're not writing any single line of code in your production environments. All your code has to follow the process. You writing a code in the lower environment, and then it will progress to the little bit higher and the higher, and then it comes to the production. Okay, I'll show you how exactly it's works in the real time. Some of you know, but some of the people here are new, so I will be repeating that particular thing. All right. So next thing is, yeah, this is execute if you already have something. Okay, already have something in this thing. Execute last will again run the same thing which you have executed last time. Okay. Hello world, again the same line of code got repeated. So something which you have already mentioned here on the screen, sorry, in the debug window, it will get executed once again. All right. Then switch perspective, lock panels, these and all are not much used. You will be using mostly, only you will be using mostly, most of the time is your execute window. Then in this window also, you are having two things. You're having two things, that is execute and execute highlighted. Now, let's say if I have, this is the one, this is the line number, this is one thing, two, three. Okay. I'll just change the statement. Now, in this particular case, I'm having like one, two, three, four, five, six lines of code. Okay. I just want to execute the last line of the code. So in that particular case, what I'll do, I'll just select this and execute highlighted. Execute highlighted is going to execute only the lines which I have highlighted. Okay, it will not execute the complete code. So this is the log, the third one. Uh, the first one basically, it will be in a reverse order. Okay, and if I click on debug only, it will show like the name variable is, this is my first code, and it is actually not executing the first two lines. Whereas if I click on execute, if I click on execute, okay, we cannot assign the same value to three different same variable to three different values. Okay, system is like getting confused. Same variable name you cannot assign to three different values. That is why it is giving me an error. Okay, now I'm doing is three different variables. I'm executing it, executing, and in this case, debug only. Here, what it is giving me? Just a minute. Name. Yeah, why it is giving me this three different hello world is I have changed the variable. Okay, I have changed the variable, but I have not changed the debug statement. Here also I am displaying it the same variable. Here also I am displaying the same variable. That is why I have changed the variable here. I haven't changed the variable here. So it is what it is. That is the reason it is giving me this hello world statement for the three times. Now I have changed the variable. I have changed the debug statement. Change the variable, change the debug statement. It should show me all the different statements in my org. No, sorry, in my log. Okay, executed. Hello world, good morning. This is my first code. Three different lines which I have written. All the three lines it is executing. Whereas execute highlighted is only going to execute the line which you have selected. Okay, then we have uh, test. So this test is used for running a test class. Okay, when we will be writing a test class for that purpose, this test area will be used. Okay, right now we are not having any, we are not writing it. Okay, first session, when we will be starting with the Apex class, we will write some test classes as well. So for that purpose, we will be using this test area. And workspace is usually you will be always be using default. If you want to create your own workspace, you can create your own workspace, but it is not needed. Okay, and sometimes what happens, you're not able to save your code because your workspace is that populated or heavy. In that particular case, you can go and use this new workspace, create a new workspace, and it will be like completely lighter, and the code saving and all you will be easily able to do. But usually that sort of issues don't occur, so not recommended to use a new workspace until unless it is required. Okay, so this is your how we are navigating on the uh, different areas of uh, the header basically of your developer console. Now let's come to the footer area of the developer console. Here you're seeing the logs. Logs we are already we have already seen all the logs being generated. You can see and debug it based on what all lines of code got executed. If you're executing any test class, okay, we test classes is to test whatever Apex you have written. A test class we have to write. We will come to it. Okay, in detail we will come to it. That particular test class will get executed and it will show its progress here, the status, whether it is has executed or not. That it will show different checkpoints. If you set some checkpoints in your code, here it will be shown. Then we have query editor to write any simple queries. Queries is to fetch the data from the backend. Okay, if any data you need to pull from your database, from your org's database, this query editor will help you. You can write some simple line of code to pull the data, like select ID from account. Okay, select ID from account, execute it. This will pull all the IDs. There are 45 rows. It is saying all the IDs of my account. If you also want to pull the name. You can execute ID and the name field of all your account will be pulled. Okay. View state, not much used. Pr- Not much used in the sense view state was basically for your Visual Force page. It is not used much because we are not using Visual Force page these days. Okay. Progress. What is the progress of your execution? It will show. So some line of code that we have executed, it will show. Okay. Or if you are facing any progress problems, then if you're running into any problems, like here, let's make some changes on the open execute. Let me try here, remove. From here, I think it won't show. Let's see. Yeah, it won't show basically in your anonymous window. So mostly any Apex class, let's create an Apex test Apex or like sample Apex. Okay. If you create any class and if you're not giving some proper value to the Apex class. So what I'm doing is I'm just removing this last bracket, curly bracket, delete it. Immediately it will show this problem to the in the end in the problem section. Okay. Immediately in the sense like uh, may take some fraction of second, but it will show what it is giving. What the error it is giving is sample Apex line number 2 expecting bracket but was blank. Okay. There's two colon which two inverted comma which it is giving is just giving is like blank space. It was expecting a bracket, but it was not there. So it is just a blank space. Okay. The moment I add this again after a couple of seconds, this particular this particular problem will go off. Okay. If there is any problem in your code, I'm removing this bracket once again. You will not be able to save it. When you will not be able to save your Apex class, there will be a star mark. Okay, if your class is not saved, the star mark you are seeing on the right side above your sample Apex APXC star. The star mark is basically telling that your class is not yet saved. And since this class is having problem, it is to save the class, you need to click on Command Save, Command S. Okay. To to save your class, you have to click on the Command S. If even if I try to save this, I will not be able to save it until there is a problem. Okay. So I'm removing this, adding this bracket once more time. Okay. Now the problem is removed. I can click on Command S. This is going to save this. Okay, now you can see on the this yellow color area that star has gone. Sample apex, that star is gone. Okay, that means this particular apex class is saved now. Until it is not saved, it will, or like any changes you're doing, any changes you're adding. So for writing any comments in your code, you're just adding this forward slash two times. And this line of code is not read by the computer or your um, commands. Okay, system commands, it's not read. So it is basically for humans to read. So comments, one comment I have added, and I'm just saving it. Control S, save it. Okay, now I'm able to save the code. So all of you who have the account, please log into your developer console. And what you're going to do is write your first line in the open execute anonymous window. Open execute anonymous window. And um yeah, open execute and just add any variable with string type. String is to store the text. Okay. Add one variable to your this any you can take name, my string, my name, whatever variable name you want to give, you can give. Add one statement value to this in a in this format. starting with a single inverted comma, ending with a single inverted comma, and then ending with the semicolon, and then you can do system.debug statement. Or yeah, this you can do, or if you want just to make it simpler, just to make it simpler, directly I will be pasting this because it is just your first code. Don't make it complex. Okay, just directly we will come to the variables next. Directly just write the system.debug hello world, and whatever statement you want to write, just write it within this bracket, in this inverted comma. The single inverted comma you're seeing at the start and the end. Just write this system.debug statement. Okay, and execute your first program. Meanwhile, I think Tashneem, you are not having your Salesforce account, right?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. So what you need to do is you need to go to. I'll share you the link where exactly you need to create. I'll just let me paste the link here. You can follow this link, and in this you will be getting this registration form on the right side. You have to register. So register with your personal email ID and first name, last name, job title. You can write developer, company, any company name you can mention. Okay. Then region is India, and you have to check on this checkbox. If seeing the captcha, you have to enter the captcha. Okay. Meanwhile, you can do this. You will be receiving your this thing in your email for the validation or validation link in your email. From there, you will be able to reset the password and log in. Just try that. Follow this process.
Sure.
Yeah, okay. Others are done. So, is my screen visible? Like, which screen is visible? Let me stop sharing and uh, share it back. Okay, what I'll do is I'll just open the developer console here itself. Okay, I'll copy the URL of the developer console and paste it here so that I don't need to move back and forth. Okay. All of you are done, right? Now, one more thing what you can do is storing the numeric value. All right. So for now, it's okay. You are able to see all of you are able to see the value on the logs. Most important is you have executed the code. After that, you will be getting some logs. Hope you have all clicked that log and clicked on that debug only and saw your data. whatever you have printed. Like, is it hope that part you have all taken care, right? Like, uh, yeah, okay, I see everyone has completed. So next thing is, let's take it.
The taskbar not showing in my lab.
Sorry.
In above the taskbar is there, no? Showing like your tabs in below. Template trigger, async apex, that one, that line.
This line is not visible in your laptop.
Yes.
Can you share your screen? Let me provide you the access.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I can share your screen. Okay, it will not show, Ramesh. It will not show basically right now. Your org is completely new.
Okay.
When you create your first Apex class, it will show from there. Right now, it will not show you. Okay, since you don't have any Apex classes.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, so
Okay.
yeah, but as soon as you click on the logs, it will show. Your logs will open in that tab only. Just click on that log,
Yeah,
which is
it's showing
it's
success.
showing, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay. Okay, I see Aditi is also there. Aditi, you have to also create your account, I guess, if you have not created already.
Yes, yes, I will.
Yeah, same link you need to follow and create your org.
Okay,
Yeah. Let me know if you're facing any issues. I'll help you to resolve it.
sure.
Okay. Now it's already 8:45. We will be taking it all the day. We will be taking sessions from 8 to 8:50. And 8:50, I will open up for the questions. Okay, if no questions are then, and then I'll continue for the till 9 o'clock. So the sessions timing will be 8 to 9. Okay, I have another call at 9, so I will be stopping the sessions usually at around 9. All right. So
Whereas we can start by 7:45 to 8:45, like.
yeah, we will do it. Let's see. I will inform if everyone is there, and mostly I am only getting late. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, you will also actually will take time to
yeah,
switch another class.
yeah. So 8:45 to 9:45 that we can plan. Sorry, 7:45 to 8:45 something we can plan. Let's see. Okay, so that at least for this week we will be going with this 8 o'clock itself. Okay, we will see. Yeah. All right. So your first day, what you have done is one more thing. What you can do is now just simple statement. Store two values. Okay, store two values in integer. Integer.
I think your screen not showing.
So my screen is not showing. Okay, just a minute. Or else let's continue with the string itself. Okay, string first name is equal to your name. You have to write. Okay, string last name is equal to whatever is your last name. You have to write. Okay. Then what I need to do, I need to concatenate these two strings with a space. Okay. Right now, if I concatenate, I just need to use plus statement to display the value. So if I need to display the value, again, I will be writing the string, sorry, system dot debug, system dot debug. Okay. whatever value I have stored here, this, if you need to add some more variables to it, you need to use a plus sign. And then after that plus sign, you can write this, your last name. Okay, string first name and last name. First name will be storing your first name, last name will be storing the last name. We are not adding any space. So the name which is going to display right now will be coming without the space. Okay, without the space. Execute debug only. Ashish Kumar. It's coming in the camel case. Camel case is like first alphabet, your capital. Rest all of that particular word will be small. And then again, if there is a new word starting, it will start with the capital. That is K is starting with the capital letter, and then all this letter in the small case. Okay, this is your camel case. Uh, I want a space in between. Okay, I want a space in between my name. What should I do? I want a space in between the first name and the last name. What should I do? Because with this particular solution, I'm not getting a space. All of you, think.
Put stay a space and a debug option, like
Space in a debug option, you're saying here. Space, this one?
correct.
Huh?
Yes.
Okay, let's save, let's execute this once again. Executing, and this is the latest one. Debug only. It's still not coming, the space. Okay, we have added a space, it's still not coming. So what we need to do is
After plus, we can add a string type of thing so that plus.
exactly after this plus, we need to add one more plus, okay, and a string sort of thing, and we need to add a space in between this string. So this single inverted comma twice declares a string. Okay, it means like you are using a string in between these two. So after first name plus there is there's a space needed, so I will add a space in between this. I will add a space in between this. Now this is going to, when I execute this, it is this particular space I have explicitly added, and this is going to solve my problem. So if I open the log now, Ashish Kumar, debug only, the problem is solved, the space is added. So in case of string, whenever we are dealing with string concatenation, this plus sign will help you to concatenate as many string as you want to concatenate one after the other. You have to use this with the help of the plus sign. And if you need to add a space, you need to explicitly use this single inverted comma, space, your space bar, and again closing it with the single inverted comma. This will close it. So as many like my first name, last name, then again I need to add a space, let's say. Then again I will be using this. In this case, I like, let's say I want to add a colon also. So I've added a colon and plus, again, I will write a string. Let's say I can add a string here. This is my first line of code. Okay. I need to add, let's say after colon, I won't get any space because here I have not added a space. If I want to add a space, add it here, or after the colon, you can add anywhere. Like it will be giving you the same result. Execute this, and this will be like concatenating the strings one after the another. Ashish Kumar, colon, then again a space, colon, sorry, Ashish Kumar space, then colon, then again a space, and this is my first line of code, which I have written in together in one string. I have added it directly in your debug statements. You can use these sort of things. Like this is the one way. Most of the time, let's say if you want to read some value from the database, uh, I want to add one more debug statement. I just want to read the last name. So what I will do, system dot debug In this case, this will become the string. So last name is colon. Then again, you will be adding a plus sign here and your variable. Variable, add it. Okay, last name is whatever is your variable last name is storing, that will be displayed here. Okay, execute. Sorry, execute completely. This is my log. Just double click, debug only. First line is running as it is. Second line is whatever I am storing it in my last name. If I just want to read that data, so this is like this will help me. This will help me. Adding a string to your debug statement will help you to identify exactly which line of debug statement you are going to find in your logs, because there can be 100 system debug statements in your code. So copy this. You will be copying this command C, and then you are going to paste it like if this is your log file, right? This is your log file. I'll remove the debug only statement. If I need to search for, let's say, not here in my log file, this is here. So it will search it in this way. In your log files also, some values you need to search with whatever string you have passed. You can just copy that, execute it this way. This is another way of debugging. It is another way of debugging your code. Okay. One is your debug statement. Another way is your this value. If or something you have not debugged, but you feel like that value is coming in your code, you can just copy it and open your log, and in your log you can search it with this way. Control F, click Control F, select this log, click Control F. Control F will open this window. Paste your string or your value of the variable, and then you're going to execute. Execute in the sense, just it will show how many lines. It is telling like one out of two times, total two times this last name is shown. Okay, one is on the debug, another one is here on the anonymous window. Okay, so this is how basically you're going to debug your code. Debugging is the most important part, uh, because it helps you to identify where exactly you need to make the change. So all the time you will be writing your code in the debug window. Okay, so we have 5 minutes. Developer console, anonymous block we have seen, system debug statement we have seen. Let's see what is Apex class. So for all our backend programming, we will be using just one language, that is your Apex language. Okay, we will be just be writing your one language. So I hope this is visible now. So what is Apex? Apex is a strongly typed object-oriented programming language that allows developers to execute flow transaction statement on the Salesforce server in coexisting with the call to the API. Now, what does this line tells is, one is strongly typed. Strongly typed, whenever you will be seeing any statement which says like strongly typed, that means the variable data type has to be mentioned, whether it is a string or whether it is an integer, whether it is a date, it has to be mentioned strongly. Another thing is object oriented programming language. That means it uses the concepts of your OOPS programming, just like Java, .NET. Okay, what all concepts, polymorphism, inheritance, then method override, method overload. So such concepts, same concepts will be used in your Apex as well. Okay, that allows developer to execute flow transaction control statements on Salesforce servers in coexistence with the call to the API. Salesforce servers means when you're logged into your org, your org already is connected with the Salesforce backend. Okay, so any executions with the help of Apex, like database change, some metadata changes. Okay, we will come what exactly the metadata is. Okay, any data change, let's consider for now, you want to make with the help of, so every every transactions, and means every code that you're going to execute, it's read as a transaction. Every code that you're going to execute, it is read as a transactions. It is read as a transactions. Okay, so Java like syntax acts as database stored procedure. Okay, so basically the it says like it uses the same syntax like Java and acts as a database stored procedures. We Whenever we are dealing with database, right, we need to make some update to the database, or delete some data, or create a new data to the database. So in that particular case, what we need to do is, in that particular case, the Apex is the single-handedly, it handles both the things. It do the backend logics. Also, it also acts like a database stored procedures to change your database, update or delete your database data. Okay, so the next thing is it allows developers to add business logics to most of the system events. So on any system event in the sense like create, update, delete, or undelete, or merge. If you want to change something in the system, in your database, you can do, or you can execute some logics, business logics, in the sense any changes, any automation that you want to do with the help of the Apex code, you can do that. Okay, so Apex, it can be initiated mm, by web service request. That is like from external system, if they are sending some request, so Apex can be triggered, or it can be triggered from the objects, trigger of the objects. Trigger on the objects is basically executing whenever there is a change in the sense, again I'm talking about change in the database, create creating a new record, or editing a new record. Okay, or deleting some record from the database. That particular time also the Apex can be triggered. But for all such things, we will get to know from where exactly it has got triggered with the help of the debug logs, from where our code has executed, and the sequence also we will be able to follow with the help of the debug log. It will show us one by one the line of code, the sequence, how exactly it is getting triggered. Okay, so the basics, it's used for your all your backend programming needs. You just have one language called as Apex in the Salesforce. Okay, so for today, I think, yeah, this is something that uh, we have started with. Your what we have covered is developer console, anonymous window, system debug statements, how exactly to execute your code, and then what is basically the Apex. So Apex language, no one is going to ask what exactly it is. So when it comes to Apex, mostly people ask you to write a code. Okay, so we will soon going to write some codes with Apex programming in our next sessions. All right, so we will end the session here and we'll meet tomorrow at 8 a.m. Okay. Tashneem and Aditi, you can stay here for 1 minute, 1 or 2 minutes. Others can drop off. Okay, thank you.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, Tashneem and Aditi, you're able to register in your org?
Yes, Ashish, I already had my ID from my like previous organization, so I am able to like I guess, but it is showing some error.